The Ravens Flock presents Theblackfiles, an uncensored interview and review podcast for all geek fandom.
According to recent news, Mike Tyson revealed...
Guys and gals, boys and girls around the world, pop a squat, pop open a cola with all of your friends. It is Wednesday night, only a couple hairs past 10 p.m., and you've been granted access to the uncensored and uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock. So whether you're a friend or you're a fiend, boy, girl, or in between, you are tuned in to a brand new episode of The Theblackfiles.
Yeah!
All right, awesome. Happy to be here on Wednesday, April 3rd. And speaking of April, man, we're getting some April showers this early, aren't we?
I know. After so long, the clouds have finally gathered and we're getting some decent rain, which I must admit I'm surprised. I was expecting these things to come in a little earlier or at least a little later. This is a bit of a middle-of-the-road kind of feeling, but I'll take it.
Knock on wood, because now you're just going to summon even more of them.
Send them my way. Yeah. I like them.
The funny thing is that Angel will rain dance at you out of spite. He loves rain. He's a pluviophile, is what it is.
Let it rain at night, not when you're working.
That's true.
I mean, if you're working, where are you gonna go? It's raining.
Then I can't work.
Because you get sleepy and you get all cozy and shit.
Oh.
No, because then it knocks your power out. If it gets bad.
That technical issues.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's another thing that you do.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, welcome, folks. Welcome, one and all, to the Blackfiles. I'm your host, Juan Arouse, one of the heads of the Ravens Flock, the tech guru of the team. I'm the guy who just earlier today found a pair of GameCube-styled Nintendo Switch controllers that only comes in a 2-pack that's compatible to GameCube, old school Wii, and the Nintendo Switch, and I was losing my mind because it's so beautiful. There is nothing that beats the superior ergonomic design, control layout, and the sheer, shall I say, artistry of the design of the Nintendo GameCube controller, and I will die on that hill with a smile on my face. I literally
said was so perfect,
and I said, dude, I think I'm gonna cry. Go ahead, tell them if I'm telling lies. Go on.
No, you don't lie. You don't lie for fun. You lie for purpose. And I will admit that, my favorite controller has always been the PlayStation's because of its ease of use. But I will never deny that the GameCube controller was incredibly comfortable. I don't know how they got it right.
Present tense, not was, is. Nothing will beat this. Nothing, I tell you.
The GameCube came out more than 20 years ago. That thing is retro.
The only thing that they did in order, and they're wireless, obviously, because, I mean, why wouldn't it be? The only thing that they did differently was that they filled out the center over here to have the home buttons, okay, for the Switch, and the extra Z button over here for the Z left and Z right. That's the only thing they did. Other than that, perfect replica, 1-to-1, and it's a 2-pack. And yes, Mr. Wayne, it does come in black.
Nice.
Die on that hill. And of course, as you guys can see, I'm not alone. Joining me are the usual suspects over here. First off, let's go ahead and say hello to the lovely ladies, the denizen cosplayers of the Ravens Flock. Say hello to Zayanna Rose and Dragonfang Cosplay joining us live. How you doing, ladies?
Hi, guys. Doing good. Just
trying not to die, I assume? Yeah.
Try not to die of lack of sleep, because no matter how much you sleep, you never get enough.
It's true. I had to call out of work because my medication had run out, and I was waiting for the pharmacy to get it in. And in the meantime, I was completely useless to the world. So the only way that I could survive without being in pain is to freaking knock back a whole bottle full of NyQuil and hope to God.
Oh no!
It was bad, and I was still sleepy.
Awesome.
And I was still tired. And the guy who says that drugging myself to sleep was awesome is the host of Los Amigos Play, the living head of the Ravens Flock, a man with a million opinions and zero apologies. Like I said, Los Amigos Play is his host, which is live every Saturday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern. Give it up for Mr. Angel Mendez!
Hello, friends. it is I, your helping host of the Los Amigos Play. Nice to see you today. Nice to hear today. Thank you for joining us today. And I hope that, as usual, you enjoy watching the show as much as we enjoy making it for you.
And let's not forget the main man himself, the founder of the Ravens Flock, executive producer and content manager of this channel, and the host of our flagship program, The Ravens Flock, live every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and Wrestle Rewind, which is live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Give it up for the big, bald, beautiful bastard himself, Mr. Jose Quesada!
Well, thank you very much for that introduction, Juancho. I really appreciate it. Happy to be here tonight with all my folks on this channel and with everybody tuning in right now.
Why don't you go ahead and do us a favor, take care of the rest of This Is you know how this rolls.
Of course I do. And much like all our other shows, folks, we are simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Click the bell icon to enable all the notifications. Leave your questions and comments below. We'll answer as many as we can. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens Flock, then you can become an inner flocker. For $4.99 a month, you'll have access to all the perks that comes with our membership. Juan, tell them.
Well, for all the inner flockers we've got in our chat, and I know we have plenty, go ahead and show off those lovely membership badges and custom emojis, letting everyone know that you've stepped up in order to rescue the Ravens Flock from the clutches of late-stage capitalism and become full-time streamers. We here at the Ravens Flock have been working hard and staying strong to make your voice our mission since 2013. However, the problem is we cannot continue doing this and try to wrangle a 9-to-5 job, which we all have over here. Yes, even K-Storm, who was dallying in the background over here. Hi, honey. She needed something from her art supplies. That's okay. But the fact of the matter is, with your help, we can all become full-time streamers here on this channel. We want to be able to do this full-time. It's good for our mental health. It's good for your entertainment and your enlightenment. And let's just face it. It's better to be your own boss than to have to answer to some buttholes that you don't know or like or care about. With your help, we can and will succeed. So your continuing support means the world to us. So you also get access to members first and members only content, a special discount to our merch store, link in the description below, and you get access to us, the Ravens Flock, your favorite Motley crew of nerds, here to make your voice our mission by providing us your thoughts, your input, your feedback, and your ideas on how to better shape the future of this channel to suit your tastes and needs. Hey, up there, it's been a hot minute since we've seen him. Jesse Goku, the head of Geeks 5 Ever, is in our YouTube chat. It's great to see you, buddy. We saw how you've been handling the coverage over at WeebCon. That was a shitstorm, the likes of which I would have loved to see in person. We also have... Oh, I didn't do it. No, Bart Simpson line. Anyway, let me see here. Also, we got Planet Q's Queen up in the chat. Nikki Bella, Kuristi Rando-sama, Lisa Boo are in the chat as well. Let me see here. Who else? Shamanistic Unicorn Tam and Matthew Coburn. Tam Tam's in the chat. Hey up, Tam Tam. We appreciate your face. Let's see here. And we've got lurkers in the kick stream. You guys are welcome to lurk. You're welcome to speak up as long as you're not spamming stupid crap in my chats. I will ban you and block you. I have no chill when it comes to that stuff. I've seen people put up some really dumb crap in our kick streams, and I gotta tell you, you guys need to step up your game. If you want to impress me with how bad you're gonna troll, you need to get more creative with the shit you're gonna say. Let me see here. Brethren in Arms, Eaters of Donuts, Sharer of Toilet Paper. Toilet paper roll, not the actual bit that you're gonna use. Right? Right. Okay, making sure, because that would be just weird. Gonorrhea. Anyway, let me see here. So, and he's spamming us with hearts. We appreciate you there, buddy. Now, you guys could tell, whenever we get started over here, especially when I ramp up on the show, I always talk about how we are stuck in 9-to-5 jobs, how we're completely wrecked. And so, like I said, we normally talk about how whenever we start our shows, how we're stuck in our 9-to-5 jobs, how we cannot continue to do our programming without some kind of juice in our system. And I'll tell you this right now, I keep a 2-liter of freaking like zero sugar soda with me so that I can survive, but some days it's not enough. Some days we need a little bit more. Some days we need a little more power, a little more substance, a little more energy. which is why I'm glad to say that we here at the Ravens Flock are proudly partnered with Glitch Energy, and I managed to actually survive the rest of my work shift today by downing some guava warfare over here, guys. And I gotta tell you, this is still one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie, it is badass. It is awesome. However, I'm not crazy. I'm not gonna go and down 2 whole things of Glitch Energy's awesome gaming energy blends in one go. The last time I did that, I kind of pulled Fry from Futurama, and except in that way.
That's the speed.
But that's why, thankfully, Glitch has another answer for that, which is their line of Revive hydration formulas over here, and I'm loaded up with our blackberry lemonade flavor. Now, with the gaming energy that Glitch Energy provides, they load you up with 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 calories, and best of all, 0 crash. That's what we love over here at the Ravens Flock, is that you can keep going, and it's good for the mind, good for the body, good for work, good for play, and the hydration formula that they keep in the Glitch Revive is phenomenal. It's got all the electrolytes your body's going to need, and just a little extra pep without the caffeine. Jose, you said that we were going to try to get the raspberry lemonade one next?
Oh, yeah, please.
We are going to try to get that one next. And folks, if you go online to glitchenergy.com and use our promo code FlockFuel, you'll receive a 20% discount on all of your online purchases.
And of course, we cannot forget the most important aspect of the whole deal. It tastes good. We like to harp on and on, as we are contractually obligated, about how useful this is for your system, for your energy, for your eyeballs, and for your nether regions. But what matters at the end of the day is that when I put that thing in your mouth and then it goes down your throat, it doesn't taste like liquefied chalk mixed with ball piss. In a world filled to the brim with companies that will sell you the most disgusting tasting energy drinks and powders you can imagine, it is good to remind ourselves that there are companies out there that are willing to give you some bang for that buck. And as I can test, as I have a sip of my own blackberry lemonade revive, I can tell you it is worth it. Because if we don't like it, we don't sell it to you.
Damn right. And like Jose mentioned earlier, if you go to glitchenergy.com right now and use our promo code FlockFuel, you'll get 20% off your purchase. And if you guys took a look, they just released earlier this week a brand new flavor, Kindred Kiwi, which is inspired by Kindred Nations, if I remember correctly. And if I saw correctly, I think they actually also paired up with Kindred Nations in order to come up with, yeah, that's right. There's a Glitch Energy, there's a Glitch branded hot sauce that Kindred Nations is working out. It's Firefox, that's the name of it right now, and that's Kindred
nice
Nations website. So yeah, Glitch Firefox. It looks like it's lemon pepper sauce. So unfortunately, the discount doesn't work over there, but it will work for the delectable kiwi flavored Kindred Kiwi Smart Energy blend. So again, go to glitchenergy.com, use our promo code FlockFuel, get 20% off your purchase, tell them the Ravens Flock sent you, and once again, thank you to Glitch Energy for partnering with the Ravens Flock. Jose, where are we at with being able to go back in the building? Did we ever get back with them on that?
Hey, look, Quancho, we have a very important topic to talk about regarding CM Punk. Let's continue this conversation never.
That bad, huh?
I noticed one less security guard than usual. Does that count?
That's nice.
Well, we'll continue this discussion on the 13th month of the 13th day of never.
So Smarch 15th then. 13th then.
Smarch.
That's a
the Smarch of 2000.
You can continue that conversation the next leap year.
Also, real quick, could he see Randall Sama? Jesus Christ, lady. You went ahead and dropped the $9.99 super sticker!
Hey! Thank you so much.
Ginger Doggy waving little Japanese fans with hearts on them, showing our love.
Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Every cent that you drop in our coffers is another day that we can continue defying the horrors of this world filled to the brim in corporatism. So thank you so much, and please don't break your bank on our behalf. We appreciate the donations, but only give as much as you are capable of. Do not push yourself further than 4.
We appreciate that, man. Thank you, Angel, for helping keep it real here. I know, Jose. We gotta get to it. We gotta get with the program.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
K-Storm, if you want people to hear a message, you come up and say, come on. No,
Hello,
no,
K-Storm.
come on.
Hold on, I was trying to kill something.
K-Storm is over here playing Breath of the Wild, rather replaying.
Cool.
Replaying for completionism, of course. And why didn't you tell me I had this breathe right strip on my nose all day?
It didn't occur to me.
Okay.
Wow.
So
He forgore.
Random.
how about this? You help us out, and you'll get some K-Storm design stickers. Both
Yeah.
literal and literal.
That's a new thing that we're going to talk about over here in the future, guys.
The literal is once we have these means of production.
Which we must acquire the means of production, Angel. Help me
Yes,
out.
Conrad.
Jose,
But
we
for
must
now, I am
seize
going-
the means.
But for now, I
Yes,
am
we
going to
do.
go back to drawing cute little shit like this.
Cute.
Or that. Now,
Yes.
this one is based off of a tutorial that I found on Instagram. And this one is based off of, you know those mood octopuses? The flippable ones? I have one. And that's him. Moody.
Love you, honey.
Cool.
Yes, please go. Please support the Ravens flock,
So
and
that
you,
I can make more art.
so that K-Storm can make you art. Thank you. All right,
Yay.
Nice.
let's get down
Art
to
is
business.
good. Yep,
More
this
will in
week is
our
a very-
walk. Yes.
Yeah. No, this week is a very special week, isn't it, one?
As a matter of fact, it is. Also, Strugglers in the chat. Hey, up there, Struggler.
Hey, man.
Yeah, this is a very special week. It's Jose's favorite week of the year. It's WrestleMania week. The world of professional
Yay!
wrestling is front and center for everyone to see, not just in the Great White North of the world wrestling entertainment, but every professional wrestling promotion, including All Elite Wrestling, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor. What are other?
The list
promotions
goes on.
What's up, Jose?
I said the list goes on.
Yeah, thank you. The list goes on. Basically, everybody who's anybody who does anything in terms of pro wrestling is getting a nice bump thanks to the fact that WrestleMania is this weekend. It's a 2-night event, and people are all abuzz about pro wrestling and want to catch up and see what the hubbub is going to be this year. And of course, with that kind of attention, there's going to be plenty of media interviews and plenty of talk shows wanting to get the 411 from some of the hottest professional wrestlers in the world, especially those who are participating at WrestleMania, which is, if I'm not mistaken, taking place in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's
I know
right.
this is your milieu.
Yeah, Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, the city of Philly-styled pizza, which I haven't tried yet, but I don't know if they do Philly-style pizza. I know their cheesesteaks are delicious.
I mean, yeah,
They
that
are.
was-
I mean, they invented it.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, it's really awesome, and it's a joyous celebration. And if there's an opportunity to introduce someone outside of the bubble of wrestling and introduce them to what pro wrestling is, WrestleMania would be a very good place to start.
Actually, as a matter of fact, yes. Now, just giving you an example. One of the most popular combat sport podcasts that there is one by a journalist by the name of Ariel Helwani, and that's the MMA Hour. As you can imagine, he primarily focuses on the world of mixed martial arts, of MMA news. So why would he be entertaining pro wrestling, the fake guys doing that? Because it's fun, because they're practically conjoined at the hip. If you didn't have boxing, you wouldn't have pro wrestling, and if you didn't have pro wrestling and boxing, you wouldn't have MMA, mixed martial arts. It's all interwoven. As much as they might want to deny it or not, they're connected at the hip. They're conjoined triplets of
They
combat
cannot escape
sports.
the past.
Exactly, and you can't have one without the other. The DNA of each are all intertwined for good or ill, which is
The
why
DNA of the soul one.
God damn it, Angel. You had to go there, didn't you? But you know what? Like I said earlier this week, you had Ariel Helwani actually interviewing several folks in the world of the WWE who are all going to be competing and performing at WrestleMania this year. For example, you had both participants of the Women's World Championship match, which is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, Sunday night's event. That's going to
No, Saturday night.
Oh, they're competing Saturday night? Awesome. Thank you, Jose. Where defending champion Rhea Ripley will be competing against the winner of this year's Women's Royal Rumble match, Becky Lynch. And the two
Actually,
Nice.
no. Juan, correction. Becky Lynch did not win this year's Royal Rumble.
No, you're right. She did.
Oh, really?
Bailey won the Royal Rumble. That's my bad. I messed up. That's my boo-boo. But that's okay. You know why? Because Becky Lynch is just as much of a glorious champion in her own right. And so you better believe that she's going to put on a hell of a performance, and so is Rhea Ripley. Let me take a look over. Yeah, you're damn right. It's Wrestling Nerd Christmas. Yes, it is, Struggler. Let me see here. Happy WrestleMania. We're a pre-show for WrestleMania live from Big City Wings. God dang, Jesse, you're not wrong.
Nice.
See, Cosmo, anyone? Oh, Philly cheesesteak with Cheese Whiz. Oh, that'd be so cool. Instead of just having like melted cheese sauce, actually give me the canned Cheese Whiz on the Philly cheesesteak. I'm good with like.
I will say no to that. Get me the melty
Wow.
cheese, thank you.
You don't like Cheese Whiz? It'll melt anyway.
I know, I do, but for Philly cheesesteaks, get me tons of melted cheese. It's superior. I'm sorry.
We can do that. We have the technology. We can actually.
We have the technology.
Exactly.
If you want to have cheese whiz, you have to make the leaning tower of cheesa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed, you do.
Cheese.
Thank you for Goofy movie reference.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Listen, that's
I
where I
gotta tell
first
you.
discovered that cheese whiz is good.
Never forget
And,
that the first movie was a tale about maturing and understanding the difference between parent and child. And the second movie is the parent going, "Step the fuck back, son. I'm about to yuck."
I'm about to yuck up on your face.
But yeah, and today, Juancho,
Yeah,
in
see,
today's
here are the ladies. Sorry, by the way. Why was I talking about the ladies without showing them? Because they look amazing in the promo posters. Sorry, go ahead, Izzy.
No, I was going to say, like, also in today's episode of the MMA Hour, Ariel Helwani got to do an interview with Cody Rhodes, who won this year's Royal Rumble match, and he will be main eventing this year's WrestleMania with the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns.
Nice.
It's going to be a slugfest, and it is for, like Jose said, the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And this is basically...
Or if you want to abbreviate it in short, the Uwu Championship.
Did you really call it the Uwu Championship?
It's the Woo Championship. It is not based, it is the cringe one.
Yes, Uwu. U-W-U. Uwu.
They can only blame themselves on this. I'm sorry, Juan is right.
Oh my god! I can't unsee it now! Oh no!
The Uwu Championship.
There is no escape from this level of horrors. I am sorry, Mr. Arouse.
It is now permanently scarred into your brain. How do you feel?
I need an adult!
Well, all
But you
adults
are
here.
an
This
adult.
doesn't help anybody.
I need an adulter adult!
That's also you.
Ah,
that's me.
that's K-Storm. Fuck. I can't. But, okay. I'm trying to get my head around this. Okay. She was
No.
Christ.
It's been great press for the WWE all around, but let's be honest. In the wrestling world, everyone is buzzing about one interview, and one interview in particular.
And that would be an interview that came up Monday here, like I said, on Ariel Helwani's podcast. And you're going to laugh your heads off, of course, because this guy, he's not even actually able to compete in any of the matches at WrestleMania this year, but he is going to be at commentary for this year's World Heavyweight Championship match between defending champion Seth Rollins and challenger Drew McIntyre. And that is, of course, the Second City Saint, the Sin-Free Soldier, the straight edge superstar, the best in the fucking world, CM Punk. And yes, you guys can tell, yes, I have a bias. Yes, I believe in Punk. In Punk we trust. I have been, like, he is my top guy that I admire who's still alive right now.
Hall pass.
Yes, he's my hall pass. Wait, no, he's not my hall pass.
Yes, he is.
Wait, no, my hall pass is Ryan Reynolds. Okay?
Oh my god.
Hall pass is Ryan Reynolds. Huge and CM Punk.
He's the Oshi,
Okay.
the
don't know if
the
you
greatest
back then
wrestler and
say yes.
VTuber of all time.
I know that.
But point is, CM Punk, he basically stormed the world at the end of last year, surprising everybody and their fucking mother when he returned to the WWE after being away for nearly 10 years. And unfortunately, he got injured during this year's Royal Rumble match, which was in January. And he is basically sidelined with a torn tricep, and he's likely, and he was not going to be able to return in time to actually be able to perform at WrestleMania. However, that didn't mean that he was going to be staying away from the fun. He went ahead and helped out with promoting WrestleMania and promoting the WWE, doing what he does best, talking shit, talking smack, and putting over the point that he wants to make when it comes to any particular situation. If anyone's got the gift of gab, it's this motherfucker right here.
Oh yeah, dude. His return to the WWE back in November 25th was a shock to everybody. Now, with that being said, since his return, he was being, let's be honest, like the general consensus of the fans, he was pretty much being looked down under a microscope. Like he was coming back under a lot of scrutiny after all the chaos that happened a couple of months prior.
Indeed, the tide of public opinion tends to turn very quickly when it comes to wrestling. Everybody knows that CM Punk is notorious for both being one of the best in the business, putting a lot of asses in seats, but at the same time being very controversial with the boldness of his opinions. One could argue he marches to the beat of his own drum. So after he left WWE due to the mistreatment he experienced and the horrible working conditions, everybody expected him to do a little better in AEW. Nobody expected AEW's management to become a complete nightmare all of its own, which resulted in the even more shocking case of him deciding to pack his shit and go back where he came from, to both confused and very cheerful applause.
Now, and we've covered in detail enough about the circumstances of what happened with CM Punk's relationship with All Elite Wrestling, the brawl outs, the brawl in, all that stuff here on the Blackfiles. And if you want to watch it to know more about it, I'm sure Juan can find the links to those episodes.
No,
and we'll link
it.
I'm not
look for anything. You can't make me.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm an adult.
But I needed an adult. I guess I'm my own adult. Fuck. Oh well.
You're your own master now. Good luck.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we've covered it in detail on this show. So if you want to go back and watch our episodes from last year, you're more than welcome to. And we've covered all of it. It's all there.
Now, like we said over here, when it comes to his unvarnished and uncompromising opinions, CM Punk has got that shit locked down. Which was why when he was on the broadcast of Ariel Helwani's show, the MMA Hour, everyone naturally wanted to know what he was going to say, what he was going to talk about, what he could even talk about, and how folks were going to respond to the shit that he had to say about his time in All Elite Wrestling, how and why he left, and what led to his return to the WWE, which all basically took place in a matter of 3 months' time for the time he left AEW and came and returned to WWE.
Yeah, it's bizarre how quickly that change happened. Like, people expected this thing to drag out until you look back and realize, like, wow, not even half a year.
No, it was only 3 months' time here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to pull up some of the articles that I've got over here for what Punk actually said here, and I want to give you guys the chance to what blah, blah, blah. Why am I blabbing? Okay, why am I blabbing? Because I'm flustered because I'm talking about my hero. That's why. And give you guys room to breathe and talk about what Punk said in this interview. Also, Kurisi Randall-sama dropped a $4.99 super chat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Once again, thank you so much.
What do you see? The cult of
personality, etc.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's his face? Yeah, and yes, you're right, Struggler. CM Punk is also has also been a guest writer for Marvel Comics. He actually wrote a funny story for Thor, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh shit! I forgot about that. He did that.
Yeah, he basically wrote this this one shot of Thor and Asgardians having basically a frat party, and it was a gigantic mess. And how is everything gonna happen? It's just painless fun, you know. Don't worry about canon. Don't worry about it. Like, this is just have fun with Thor and shenanigans. There.
To be fair, though, considering how ridiculously convoluted the what would you call it continuity can be, I think we can afford to go at one point Thor went back to Asgard, and he may have partied a little too hard. You know, it happens.
They even did that in the in the Marvel What If series, didn't they? Where they basically
there you go.
Thor never got punished or whatever sent to Earth. He just basically grew up and became a idiot frat boy or whatever. Yeah,
he partied a little too hardy. It happens. Yeah, you gotta party hardy, or then you will be sorry.
He kind of broke a couple cities in the process.
Listen, that is exactly like Nordic mythology was. Remember that time when Thor showed up to a wedding and he accidentally got too drunk, and then he killed the father and the mother and the son, and he was so ashamed that he got even more drunk and he killed 20 giants?
Actually, yes, I remember that.
Thor had a complicated life.
It's okay, he's doing better for himself these days.
Okay,
he fixed it up a little bit.
Let me get to the article over here. This article comes by way of, let's see here, lastwordonsports.com. Where is the blessed thing? There it is. The headline on it's pretty straightforward. Breakdown of CM Punk's The MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani interview, brought to you by James Stainings. Thank you, James Stainings, for listening when we, being able to manuscript the details when we can't. Just so you know, guys, it's called the MMA Hour, but because Ariel Helwani had 3 extra guests from WWE on the show, and he had other call-in guests for his usual MMA talk, it ran nearly 4 hours in time. So
yeah, that was good.
He was putting in the work over here. So props to Ariel Helwani. You're a badass mofo. Also, this is fucking adorable that the guy actually keeps one of the old school, what do they call it, Jose? The little plushies of
those little wrestler plushies.
Yeah, and he's got one of Bret the Hitman Hart over here. So
yeah, if I recall, Punk himself even praised his little collection to show, hey man, you got a little museum, little shrine here. It's just trying to show my love for the art.
Exactly. There we go. Thank you for that, man. Okay. Yeah, there's one quote over here just off the top. It's just another day in professional wrestling for reasons. I am a magnet for that stuff. Let's see here. For over an hour and 50 minutes, CM Punk answered questions asked by host Ariel Helwani. At first, Punk jokingly clutched a doll of Bret Hart for emotional support. The answers Punk gave he knew would spark controversy, especially regarding his AEW and change of feelings on WWE since his return. So his AEW run. Whether you're someone who loves, hates, or is indifferent to the Second City Saint, As Punk's own words attest, he attracts attention. When asked, someone Punk says he wears his heart on his sleeve and will speak his mind. For convenience, the author of this article went ahead and brought it into segments. Okay, so they got into first talking about how Punk was healing up in his injury and how he basically had gone back to his hairstyle of having his hair grown out and slicked back, which is like his most popular look when he was in WWE for a while, which made him look like, like his idea was like, if I'm a villain, I'm going to have slick back hair, nice and tightly gelled or whatever. And
man, anytime I see that hairstyle, I just miss my hair. Like, because there was a time, folks, there was a time when I had hair, and I will argue I had hair that was much, much better looking than Juan's hair, and it was also the villain look, very slick back.
Well, okay, K-Storm, that's your opinion, and other folks used to like Jose's hair, and I'm sure Jose misses his hair somewhere out there over the rainbow. It's okay.
All I recall is that when I met you, by the time I met you, your hair was already gold. There was a strange time where you actually you look like a beautiful cocktail from those fancy restaurants.
Yeah, I went through a cocktail phase, but that's a story for another time.
Right. So,
I don't remember if I ever saw you with hair.
Thank you, Smash 'em, buddy. Thank you, Planet Q's queen. That was the. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you ladies off. Planet Q's, we got the name of the fucking of the doll. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, girls. I didn't mean to.
No, we're saying that we don't really remember if we ever saw him with hair.
Really?
It was a very, very, very long time ago, so I'm not surprised.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, our memory is crap, so I mean that's probably that. But show us some pictures, and then we might remember.
It's all right. It's all right. You know what? It's cool. I'm already comfortable in my own baldness, so I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Bald is beautiful, baby.
Bald.
Exactly. I've been told. I've been told that I look better without hair than I did with hair, so that's a plus.
All bald and shiny.
There we go. See,
yeah.
Positive attitude. There we go. Let's see here now. When Punk actually got started with the deep cuts in terms of starting to talk about his time in AEW, which it was for how long, Jose? 2021 to 2024, or how long was it?
From August of 2021 until 2 years later.
Wow.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, so it's from 2021 to 2023 was how long he was in there. So that's nuts. He actually started bringing in like metaphors for it all in the in discussion of his torn tricep injury, which by the way he was wearing a whole arm brace the whole time, and there are days where he'll wear it. Especially if he's out in public or if he's out doing stuff, and there are other days when he's not wearing it, where you'll see him doing rehab or trying to rework it back up and things like that in order to accelerate the healing process, right? So that's just how athletes roll. So here we go in the freaking article. When Punk was asked about the injury and recovery process for his right tricep injury, Punk felt optimistic about his recovery. Punk acknowledges he has a false sense of security, even suggested that, quote, the hockey player in his head told him to tape it up and still do WrestleMania. A phrase Punk repeated was, "They're protecting me from myself." Punk elaborates that he is trying to push protocols, but he's listening to the doctors and people telling him to pump the brakes. So not to rush into his recovery, into his physical therapy, right? And they even mention it here. The tear was the same type of tear as the one that Punk experienced in AEW All Out 2022, which was actually in the left tricep. It was just not the. It was just not. It was just not just the pain difference that was noticeable. The latest injury hurt worse, but later in the chat, it became a metaphor to expand Punk's feelings about the difference between AEW and WWE. Post Brawl Out, which was short. Because Jose, can you give for anyone who doesn't know what the hell Brawl Out was or All Out, just give us the.
All right.
I'll give.
All right.
Very
all
short
right.
version.
I will try to do it as short as I can. So on Sunday, and I'm trying to remember, Sunday, September 3rd, 2022, CM Punk competed in the main event for AEW All Out, which was over in Chicago, Illinois at the Now Arena. After competing in the main event and winning the AEW World Heavyweight title, he went to the post-show press conference, and he was injured. He was already angry at this point because there was a lot of rumors spread against him, and he pretty much used the press conference as a sounding board to vent out all of his frustrations and all of his problems with the company as a whole, before specifically zeroing in on on a few individuals that we will name a little bit later, because they were feeding lies and rumors to journalists who are reporting on wrestling news.
So
Indeed.
And then after that led to a huge fight backstage.
Indeed. As you guys know, CM Punk, when he jumped onto the AEW, everybody immediately assumed that everything was going to go honky-dory, because the man, say what you will about him, but he is a professional. He knows how to play the game. He knows how to keep the personal shit as much as he can out of it. And more importantly, he knows how to play the part that is required of him. Unfortunately, as the rumors confirm much later, his presence caused friction, not because of what he did, but for what he represented. Many of the newer members of the AEW were building careers, or trying to build careers of their own, and the idea of having to share the spotlight with the biggest man in campus was suddenly not quite so appealing. Especially when it became pretty clear that when the people were cheering on the arena, they were cheering only for him.
Exactly. Now, the people that were spreading lies and rumors, I mean, and we can name drop them, right, Juan? Kenny Omega. Yep, that would be Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, who, by the way, these three guys are also executive vice presidents of AEW, and another wrestler by the name of Hangman Adam Page. They were spreading lies and slander on CM Punk's name, and they all got into a brawl backstage. Now, it was confirmed that CM Punk threw the first punch, but then the details afterwards were a little murky. But the consequences of the brawl out was clear. All of them got suspended. All the agents who also got involved in the fight were also in the brawl out were also suspended. CM Punk and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks were stripped of their championships that they won that night. It was a huge, huge PR blow, and it completely derailed a lot of goodwill that AEW has been trying to build since 2019.
Right, basically
Indeed.
pulling back the magic curtain and saying, hey, by the way, guys, it's not all sunshine and rainbows in the land of All Elite Wrestling. When you have three guys who are literally both executive vice presidents of the fucking company and active wrestlers in the company using their clout, using their stroke to try and bulldoze whoever they felt was a threat to them. And Punk, like we said, being the strong-headed asshole from Chicago that he is, just said, I'm not putting up with this. If you have a problem with me, talk to me. Let's talk this out. But instead of talking it out, apparently these guys decided to storm his locker room. Punches were thrown. Everyone was suspended until what was it? The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, they returned a month and a half later, not even. And
they returned on November for their pay-per-view event at Full Gear, but they were under a gag order to not talk about Brawl Out.
Right, and Punk basically returned a couple months later to that way he could also heal his tricep injury. So that fight, that backstage incident, is what we're referring to when we mention the Brawl Out, because it happened at All Out. Haha.
It also led to the iconic Punk quote, where he basically expressed not just how annoyed he was, but not so subtly called out his grievances with the management that not only allowed this to happen, but refused to take proper disciplinary measure against this effort, leading to him iconically saying, I'm old, I'm tired, and I'm working with children.
I believe the actual phrase is, I'm hurt, I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with fucking children.
Exactly. Also, he ate a lot of cupcakes. He was very disappointed at it.
Muffins. It wasn't cupcakes. It was muffins.
Yeah.
It was muffins and sparkling water that he was chowing down on. This was.
Oh my god!
I'm very tired.
Oh my god! One of these weekends when we stream, I need to buy you guys a bunch of muffins. Does anybody like muffins?
I prefer blueberry ones, please.
Ladies,
how about you, Ziana Rose and Dragon Fang? Do y'all like muffins?
Muffins, chocolate chip. Muffins. Chocolate chip or cranberry ones?
Ooh.
Or orange ones.
The
Those are
orange
jam.
cranberry ones, you know? Like,
Yes.
those are good. Those are real good.
Oh, they're addicting. They're not just good, they're addicting. Now, if you ever had a cranberry orange scone,
Once.
mwah.
It was fantastic.
Okay. Y'all have given me a lot to think about.
And now we're all hungry again.
For me, it's
Damn
either
it.
banana nut or chocolate chip. I'm good either way. And actually, you know what? I'll freaking take any cupcake as long as it's good. Like, I'll do blueberry cupcakes. Those are badass, especially if you dip them in milk.
Right. Well, yeah, no, I get you. But getting back to the story,
Okay, back to the story.
Yeah, and of course, while the Young Bucks were making cheeky references to Brawl Out in their matches around November, around that time, and CM Punk actually mentioned this in this interview with Ariel Helwani. That was around the time where CM Punk, who was still injured in late 2022, actually visited backstage for WWE's Monday Night Raw and they were in Chicago at that time, right?
That's right. I'll scroll down to that specifically here for you to keep in context. Yeah, that Raw visit in 2023. Punk talks casually about the set of coincidences that led to him stopping backstage at WWE Raw in Chicago in 2023 while he was still under an AEW contract. Punk said that he had done commentary for Cage Fury Fighting Championships show in Florida and was heading home for a flight. That coincidentally, WWE staff were also flying on. After speaking to WWE producer Jason Jordan, a funny incident where wrestler Liv Morgan helped Punk to find a lost set of AirPods on the plane and led to a text conversation with Bayley, another wrestler. She's the one who's won the Women's Royal Rumble, and she's going to be facing Io Sky this year at WrestleMania for the Women's WWE Undisputed title. Bayley invited Punk backstage with no wife or dog at home, so he went. Punk stated that he is an, quote, old-timer and was not there attempting to get a job. Quote, maybe just some free catering. Ha! Gotta fucking love that. It's like, hey guys, what's on the menu today? Just showing up.
Are you here for the wrestling? Nah, bro, I'm here for the snacks.
I'm here for the snacks. You guys got any chicken?
Yeah, no. Around that time, fans were speculating if whether or not CM Punk was trying to make amends for shit that happened to him 10 years ago, or if he was trying to send a not so subtle message to AEW.
Right, exactly. Like basically, folks were trying to say, imply, like, oh, this is Punk trying to say that he doesn't need AEW. This is him saying that he's trying to jump ship. He's going to turn away from AEW after all we did for him, welcoming him back after his long, almost 7-year hiatus from professional wrestling. This is how he repays the folks of AEW. It's even in the fucking interview. Punk expected that he would be asked to leave, to go. He went to say hi to Bayley and a few people, yet the response people with AEW felt they were betrayed when he visited a WWE Raw. The expression on Punk's face suggested he could not understand their issues. Context later came up that Punk had no contact from AEW after the Brawl Out incident. Interestingly, Punk felt this anger from AEW folks was the hypocrisy of him visiting people backstage compared to what talent could say things on air. More on this later. So basically, it's them saying like, "Oh, how could you? You're doing this, and you're not even talking to us. How dare you have any kind of contact with the enemy? They're the bad guys. They're the worst professional wrestling of all time. Over at AEW, we're the real professional wrestling company." And he even said like, I hadn't heard from anyone at my employer since the fight, since the incident, since I injured my left tricep, since I had been gone to recuperate. What the fuck is wrong with you people? You're gonna try.
There's something constant in that interview that Punk sounds very much done with everything and everyone. And he's really clearly trying to clear the air because hypotheses and theories fly all over the place. But it strikes me that he took that interview so he could just tell everybody how it actually was, so he could put down all this stupid hypothesizing.
Thank goodness. Seriously, when it comes to clearing the air, it's best to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
mean, yeah.
I was gonna say the goose's mouth. Why would it? Geese don't have mouths.
Because the goose is loose.
The juice is loose with Beetlejuice, but no, the goose isn't loose. What do you call it? The crazy thing is that folks had been with that little like backstage appearance that he had visiting the kids on Monday Night Raw in the WWE. Folks thought like, oh, he was going to try and talk to either Vince McMahon or Triple H, who are both running backstage stuff now at that time in the WWE, and like, oh, he's going to try to make amends. But apparently it wasn't either of them who reached out to him to actually say, hey, whether or not if he was interested in returning. It was actually the current president of, or is he the CEO? Nick Khan.
He's current president. He's current president and CEO of WWE right now.
Thank you. Okay,
wow.
Thank you for clearing that up. Because the return, no non-compete, and Nick Khan's importance. CM Punk received a call from WWE executive Nick Khan on the Monday week of Thanksgiving, 5 days before last year's Survivor Series event in Chicago. The initial call was for him to, hey, would you like to show up at the Royal Rumble in January as your big triumphant return? And apparently Punk said Khan assumed had a no-compete clause with AEW, and he did not. Punk said that Khan responded by saying, I really wish I knew that. Later, Nick Khan, before joining WWE, tried to get CM Punk to return to the company back in 2020. When asked, Punk stated if not for Nick Khan, he doubted he would have returned to WWE. Before signing a contract, Punk talked to Triple H before the ball, quote, really began rolling. Triple H and Punk had a FaceTime talk where they started burying the hatchet before business. Things that Punk said seem silly now. So basically...
Well, ain't that nice?
Like, that's how you fucking handle shit. Like, okay, Jose, since you know this shit better than any of us, I need to take a whiz, do me a favor, and fill people in on what was the drama that Punk and Triple H had before Punk left the WWE in 2014. I'll be back in
All right, time for me to offer a sidebar. Okay, so back in January of 2014, at that point, CM Punk was pretty much fed up with WWE for a variety of reasons. He was wrestling with multiple injuries. There was an undiagnosed staph infection that went unchecked by the WWE medical staff.
I remember that one.
Yep, there was the fact that he wasn't going to be that they weren't allowing him to wrestle in the main event of WrestleMania for 2014. And he also had issues with communicating with people higher up. Case in point, Vince McMahon and Triple H. On Monday, January 29th, 2014. Yeah, I know. It was my birthday, man.
I know. What a horrible birthday gift.
I know.
just lose it all right here and there.
But, okay. Stupid melodrama aside, CM Punk pretty much told Vince McMahon and Triple H that he was done. He was fed up. The place wasn't fun for him. Everything was all and here's the thing. Everything that CM Punk had a problem with WWE was all detailed in a separate podcast show called The Art of Wrestling Podcast with at the time, his friend Colt Cabana. He pretty much aired all the laundry of the WWE back in 2014 on the Art of Wrestling podcast, which also included the undiagnosed staph infection, and that led to a long and arduous legal ordeal between CM Punk and Colt Cabana and the WWE. There was a lawsuit thrown in there, and they settled it in court, but like I said, it was very long and very arduous.
Yeah, the fact that it happened in the first place was pretty bad, which, when you think about it, it also explains why CM Punk looked so tired during this interview, the most recent one, because you can tell that when he joined the AEW, he was hoping he wouldn't have to deal with the same managerial bullshit that got him into trouble in the first place. Now, thankfully, it's not quite as bad as, Jesus Christ, they're trying to destroy my health and my life, but it's still pretty bad that you leave one business only to get dragged into bigger, stupider business. You know what I mean?
Of course, absolutely. Yeah, no. But getting back to the subject, and this actually ties in because after the legal ordeal was over and CM Punk, by the way, won the court case against WWE, that also in turn led to another long and arduous legal ordeal between CM Punk and now his ex-friend, Colt Cabana.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott Colton. Okay, I'm not going to get into the details of between CM Punk and Colt Cabana. That's a whole different thing. But yeah, it was very rough. It was very rough for Punk in 2014.
Those are the nicest ways of saying it. And yeah, no. Let me take a look back at the chat because Planet Q's queen. Let me see. Not more complicated than Loki's. I'm glad he didn't softball the questions to Punk. A smash him, buddy. Bald is beautiful. Look at Stone Cold. Yeah, see, everyone agrees. Bald is beautiful, right? All right, so
Yay!
Half the time Punk was hurt.
Someone thinks I'm beautiful.
Going to listen while doing the dishes. Yay, okay, cool. And Kurisi is over here saying, Juancho and I have both the same preferences, banana nut and chocolate chip. I actually had a muffin with both. How dare you, Kurisi? I'm going to have us pick up some freaking muffins to have during WrestleMania this weekend. I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, why not? We need snacks.
Yeah, true. Okay, so you filled everyone in on the drama and bullcrap that Triple H and CM Punk had 10 years ago, and now
yes, as very TLDR as I could. Yes,
thank you for that, Jose. Because like seriously, it was such bullshit, the stuff that they had to deal with between the two of them. And at the end of it, I'm glad that they managed to be adults and bury the hatchet and just fix the fucking problems that they had with each other. So yeah, shit. Like that's good news, is it not?
Yes, it is.
Okay, because my brain is like blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Okay, so shit. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was actually gonna show this off over here, which was why when Punk returned to the WWE, we had this wonderful photo that I'm showing over here. CM Punk returns to WWE with the two of them, Triple H and CM Punk fucking pointing at each other. And yes, that's how we did. That's how we fucking broke the news to the world, and I was happy, and I was on cloud nine. Hopefully, Zayanna, Dragonfang, y'all are able to follow along with all this shit, because we're telling you right now, this is all real life backstage drama. We're not talking about like storylines, stuff happening on TV, unless it's something that we're saying happened during the shows or whatever. Like, this is all real life shit, and this is all behind the curtain shit about pro wrestling. So, are we good? Did we lose you anywhere, or we're good so far? Are they alive? So, like, you kind of get it? Okay. Okay, that's...
All right, no worries.
That's fine.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Man, nobody understands.
Man, Angel, nobody understands the words that are coming out of your mouth. English and Spanish.
Okay, so let me see here. Dork.
Now, during the interview with Ariel Helwani, CM Punk also highlighted that, attempts were made by the AEW president Tony Khan to try to keep CM Punk and the AEW roster separated, right?
As a matter of fact,
and Punk specifically called him out on that because it's like, you're not supposed to keep them separated. You're supposed to handle the problem. This was the equivalent of basically putting them in the corner and hoping they would behave, and they didn't.
No,
all right.
And that's where last year's All In event in London's Wembley Stadium, where they had, what was the real attendance? Shit, give me a minute.
Go ahead and look for it because the attendance record, depending on who you ask, is I don't know, man.
No, I'm actually typing in real attendance number, and this is how you guys fucking know. All Elite Wrestling, when they went to London at Wembley Stadium, they very loudly and very proudly and very jovially promoted that they had sold 81,035 tickets to the event. However, the actual turnstile attendance was 72,265 people in the actual building. So, That just goes to show you the kind of shenanigans and chicanery that AEW's owner and booker and president and ball scrubber Tony Khan is, because he won't give a fuck about the truth. He'll just say what he likes to say, what he thinks is real enough. Now,
yeah. Now, and okay, with that bullshit aside, I think we could agree, Juancho, and we've had discussions about this. The matches that they had in All In, for the most part, they were fun. CM Punk had a great match with Samoa Joe as the opener for the pay-per-view. We had a great main event match between MJF and Adam Cole. So some matches were great. Other matches, well, best left undiscussed.
Your mileage may vary.
Actually, yes,
Exactly.
Thank you for that. So dealing with the issue from All In, which was what the straw that broke the camel's back here. Thank you for this person, by the way. Jeez, they really broke this shit down. Jovially, Punk talks about the events that led to his AEW exit. There was no one to pick Punk up from the airport when he got to London, so he went on an adventure on the London Underground. So he took the tube. And he fucking, while he joked that it was fun, in the same breath, Punk says it's, quote, irresponsible to leave someone stranded at the airport. When wrestler Jack Perry in the pre-show match commented real glass, this was in response to an argument that Jack Perry had with CM Punk a couple of weeks back on AEW's second program, AEW Collision. Let's see here. Preceding this, Punk says on the second episode of Collision, announcer and manager Tony Schiavone came up to Punk because Jack Perry was, quote, cussing out multiple staff, including a doctor. Punk said he didn't want to be involved. Quote, dude isn't supposed to be here. Punk's approach was, you need to handle it or I will. Punk was asked to handle it. Jack Perry wanted to smash the window of a rental car with a pipe for an angle, for a backstage promo as part of Jack Perry's own match that he was going to have at the show. Punk said that everyone had told Jack no. Punk told Perry no also, and explained the logic that if Perry destroyed a rental car, then the rental companies might decide not to rent it again to professional wrestlers in the future. Plus,
hold
the
on.
aspect that came with...
Hang on a minute, Juan. What's up, Angel?
I apologize for interrupting, but I like to expand upon that little moment right there, because the way Punk explained it, I swear to God, he sounded like a parent trying to talk to a really slow, dim-witted child. And I feel like this, more than anything else, was one of the breaking points that pushed him out, because Punk genuinely took aside Tony Khan and went, listen, man, he's trying to be stupid about this. The other guys told him not to do it. Management is telling him not to do it. And now you want me to tell him to do it. I'm going to do it, but if you don't handle this, then I'm going to have to handle this. And you don't want me to handle this. And the interviewer goes, did they handle it? And Punk pauses for a solid second and goes, no.
Just a flat, straight no. No.
So he goes to the guy, sits him down, and for what I hear, he's trying to be as professional as possible. He's like, listen, man, I understand that you want to do it. I understand. Yeah, it's for the cool factor. I get it. But you got to be careful, because if the company's here, like, what do you think it's going to look like if they rent us a car and we bring them back completely smashed all to shit? The companies are not going to want to work with us if we do something like that, because we're costing them money. I get it. I know you want to make it like authentic as shit, but you gotta be basically considerate of what people are gonna do to actually stay working on this. And for what he explained it, he tried to be as genuinely like professional, calm, and he didn't want to be insulting or bossy. He just wanted to calm that shit down. So guess what happened?
The shit did not get to calm down. So let me fast forward to all this shit. Yeah, this is exactly it. So Punk acknowledged as a younger kid, he had taken this kind of stuff personally, and might have gotten fired up about someone telling him what to do. Back to All In, Punk says to Tony Khan to handle it. And Tony says, what do you want me to do? The owner of the company, the main
shit
booker
is
of the
going
company,
bad.
the main booker of the company, the man who signs everyone's paycheck, is asking his talent, what should I do about this other guy who's calling you out specifically on live television for all the world to see. What should I do? And like Angel said, if you don't handle this, I will, and you're not gonna like the way I handle it. Nothing happened, and in Punk's words, which he repeated several times in this section, was going to do something AEW would not like. Punk's side of things is that when Jack Perry came back through the curtain at the end of the match, after doing a car stunt, like he said he didn't, like he said he wanted to. What is his face? Like he actually asked him, "Why do you have to do this dumb internet shit?" And Jack said something to said, "Well, why don't you do something about it? If it pisses you off." And Punk's quote over here, you're gonna love this shit. "I thought I was doing the responsible thing. I just choked someone a little bit. I didn't kill the guy, but I just choked someone a little bit." This was literally how the two of them got into a fight. Jack Perry trying to be a little smart ass, like, "Oh, why don't you do something about it, huh?" And it's like, "Okay, fine, fuck you." Puts him in a fucking rear naked, like a freaking chokehold. And everyone who was backstage there had to break that up. Let's see, Punk then said...
I mean, can you blame the guy? He's trying to be professional, and the first thing you do is, "Oh yeah, what, do you want to fight?" And he goes, "Okay, you know what, maybe I do. Maybe I want to fight. What? Maybe I'm sick and tired of putting up with your bullshit."
Yeah, like, okay, you know what? Okay, you're saying I should handle you? Okay. My boss is saying I should handle you because they don't know what to do. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna fucking handle you. Give me a minute over here. Oh, God damn it. Oh, God.
Yep. So what happened? Yep. The way he explained it, he was choked. He put a chokehold on Jack Perry, and Samoa Joe, who was the guy that CM Punk was wrestling in the opening bout. He told CM Punk to stop, and then CM Punk got at Tony Khan's face, and he told him, what did he tell him?
In Punk's own words, "This place is a joke. You're a clown. I quit." Right
there was
there.
There was this very sad and sorrowful moment at the end that he mentions that he still went to do the show with Samoa Joe because he's like, "I did it for the fans, I did it for the match, I did it for the professionalism." He still did the last fight as he was contractually obligated, if you want to call it that. But it's pretty clear that his soul just wasn't in that shit anymore. So when he left, there was this really sad moment where the security guard approached him and he was trying not so subtly to say that he wasn't supposed to be there. And Punk just goes and asks, "Am I not supposed to be here?" And he goes, "No, you're not, but there's complications." And Punk just cuts to the bullshit and tells him, "Listen, man, just tell me straight, man to man. Is me being here making your job harder for you?" And the guy just sort of mumbles a yes, and Punk goes, "Okay, I got it." And so he goes back to his room. And then later, he and the boys get together in the room, and they had chicken together. And there was something about the way he said it, like he wasn't sounding defeated. He was just sounding done. You know, like there was no emotion in his voice. He was speaking matter-of-factly, very much it is what it is. But you can tell that shit pissed him off. Because, come on, man, you're giving everything to this company, and they cannot even be asked to be professional and to put the rest of the talent in line where they're acting like jackasses. It's all high school bullshit, he said, and I quote, twice.
It literally is. Like, that's what Punk actually end up saying in this interview. Another bit that he says in here, and you're going to love this. Okay, right as after he's fucking said this part of, like, "You're a clown, I quit." Let's see here. This was the last time that he spoke to Tony Khan face-to-face.
Yeah!
Punk said he did not feel he did anything to make Tony fear for his life, which was a fucking line that Tony Khan had put when he publicly announced that he was firing CM Punk with cause, which was such a horseshit move.
I never felt so threatened in my life. Bro, I was three buildings away eating chicken wings. Leave me alone.
No, that was in the moment when he choked out Jack Perry. Like right next to where Tony Khan and the other the show producer guys are backstage behind the curtain. That's where that fight took place. Let me see here. Punk believes there is a concerted effort to slander and ruin his character at his core. This is for Punk. This for Punk is where issues came in. Punk said that he felt some were trying to dim their top star out of jealousy and only hurting the company in the process. When asked about Tony Khan, let me hear. When asked about Tony Khan, Punk's truth is, quote, he's not a boss, but a nice guy, and this is a detriment in his head to AEW's business. And
damn,
as fucked as it is, like, you can, like, the problem is when it comes to running a business or being the head of a team or being someone in authority, you can 100% be an amiable, nice fucking guy and fucking treat everyone like fucking puppies and rainbows and chocolate covered pretzels raining from the sky or whatever the fuck. But when it comes to getting down to the business, you gotta put on your big boy pants, tighten the belt, and say, like, okay, this is where we're gonna go. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're doing X, you're doing Y, you're doing Z. I'm in charge of ABC. You guys are doing X, Y, Z, and we'll come back around later for E, F, G, H, I, J, and K. L is a baby.
you gotta lay the law down.
Exactly, and fucking lay it down and say, like, my word is absolute when it comes to this company. It's my name at the top of the press releases or whatever. It's like, it's my reputation and it's you guys' reputation. We're gonna work together as a team, but you gotta understand, my say is the final say. Fucking do it my way or no way.
It's
You gotta
ridiculous.
have the tender hand and you must have the firm hand. If you're not able to juggle these qualities, then you cannot handle the business.
Like, am I wrong?
Yeah, no.
Ladies, guys, anyone?
No, you're not wrong, because here's the thing. What I've read up is, like, before the chaos with All In, like, Tony Khan apparently offered the meeting between CM Punk and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, to which CM Punk agreed to, but the Elite refused. And I'm like thinking, like, dude, you're the boss. You don't offer meetings. You make them sit down and you have that meeting.
Yeah, you have the power to sign their paychecks and tell them to get fired and go to hell. They can complain all they want to, but you are the manager. You don't listen. When I'm at work and the boss says there's going to be a meeting, nobody says, can I show up? No, there's going to be a meeting. Like, come on, dude.
Like, there's going to be a
Have
meeting.
some cojones.
Be there. This is for business. You're either going to be there or it's your ass. Like, am I wrong, ladies? Like, Zayanna Dragonfang, like, that's right. Like,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
and neither is this fucking guy. Is my fucking thinking. Let me take a look here, see if we got anything else on the chat. Planet Q's Queen was saying, Jack Perry was born with a silver spoon in his mouth because of his dad, the late Luke Perry from Beverly Hills 90210. That's right. And Tony Khan put a Band-Aid on the shit. Not even a Band-Aid, like a dollar store plastic ass bandage on there. The kinds that
Juan,
he put a Z-Pack on it and called it a day.
Oh my god.
Could have just put a wet paper napkin on it. Or a smiley face sticker.
Yeah, exactly. A fucking smiley face sticker. There's no word possible.
See, it's happy. Everything's fine.
Nothing has changed.
Don't look over there. It's not a dumpster fire. No, look over here. No, not even dumpster fire. Everything is just filling with water around you. You stick it on the pipe. You're like, see? Everything's fine. Don't mind me as I wade through the water. Yep, totally fine. Water's not rising.
Also, guys, I did actually, like, after a long time, by the way, we did manage to find for the first time, like, because they said that there was rumors and supposition that since this fight happened backstage, apparently there was, like, surveillance footage from Wembley Stadium, and I've got the surveillance footage for you guys right here. I found it. You're not gonna believe me. Zay, you're gonna lose your shit too. I have to show you guys the footage, and you're gonna lose your fucking minds. All right, everyone, take a look. Okay, you guys ready?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Guys. There's the footage of CM Punk shitting out Jack Perry.
What the?
It's a thing from Chappelle's show. I'm sorry, I couldn't.
It's
No, that is exactly what happened. My dad works for WWE. That's exactly what happened.
100 in like a few seconds.
It was from a fucking skit with Wyclef Jean. That's the dude Dave Chappelle's joking there.
No, Juan, what are you talking about? That is literally what happened. My uncle works at Nintendo. He told me that's how it happened.
I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist, guys. Okay. Sorry, that's a bad joke, but I'm not sorry. Anyhow, I thought that would be a nice little icebreaker there for you guys. But yeah, like it comes down to how you run your business and how you run your company. And even there, CM Punk had actually told them, like in this interview, like that place is not really there to be a business, to make money, to earn money and to be successful. That's not what Tony Khan's priority is. That's not the priority at AEW, apparently. And those are that's like the shit that he spat down in this interview. You're gonna fucking love this ridiculousness here. Let me take a look. Instead of Poe said Tony's idea was to like you mentioned earlier, Jose. Elsewhere, when discussing Tony Khan, Punk stated after the brawl out incident, it would have been easier for Khan to just release him. Because he was over there saying, like, there's clear that there are folks here that they don't like me, they don't want me here. I don't want to be a detriment to your business, just release me. Instead, Punk says that Tony Khan's idea was having the two separate shows of AEW Dynamite and AEW Collision. And have the roster.
Yes, that's right. That's right. In the early summer of 2023, Warner Brothers Discovery, big pieces of shit, mind you. Warner Brothers Discovery gave All Elite Wrestling lots of money, and they also gave them a 2-hour time slot for Saturday nights for AEW Saturday Collision.
And that's how that worked out. A huge talking point from the chat is Punk repeatedly talks and emphasizes, quote, wrestling is about making money. Punk's mindset is always on wrestling as a business. He describes how he cannot turn off the wrestling booker in his head. For Punk, there was and is a clear conflict in his mind between what AEW wants to do and what WWE is doing. Punk thought he was coming into AEW to help and hopefully teach others. Punk felt that he was brought in for, quote, other reasons. He didn't even have to say, like, CM Punk's view on the business are a recurring theme throughout his interview. The business is about money. Punk even questions if AEW is about having good matches as their focus. Something indirectly connects to the indie mindset twice. First, it uses an anecdote of going to an indie show and wrestling and asking Punk what he could do better. Punk stated that that just saying to sell more and flip less is a preference, flavor of ice cream. The fact that the house is sold out to Punk is what's more important to him. Like, okay, did you guys sell out? No? Like, how many tickets did you sell? Okay, then what you're going to do is, okay, let's work on next week selling one more seat or getting one more person in the building. Let's focus on bringing in more people to view and to enjoy live in the building. Let's fill this building up with folks who want to watch us. And let's just say All Elite Wrestling has never really been all that great at filling their building. This is a shot from tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite, which is happening, well, it happened live just a couple hours ago here. Look at that shit.
Oh my god.
You see over here on the left side how that's is empty as fuck?
Yeah. That is so depressing.
It's a rather sad state of affairs that this is supposed to be some of the greatest, most prosperous business in the world, and their competition is beating them by doing, well, nothing. Like, really. All that WWE had to do was do some minor adjustments to management, and they're winning. All they had to do was treat their wrestlers with halfway decency and, behave like not jackasses and give them what they're promised, and that's it. Oh, like your competition is using basic decency, and you are losing.
Like, the crazy thing is that a lot of folks who discuss pro wrestling and everything had been putting the suggestion of, like, okay, dude, if Tony Khan is insisting on having these live shows happen this way, then why not try to rent out smaller buildings and pack those to the brim? Because this is an arena that seats 10,000, 15,000 people, and you have maybe a third of that, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Maybe 3,000 folks, if you're lucky. And if you have it seated like this, yeah, it'll look nice for the TV, because the TV isn't going to go to the other side of the camera, and it's not going to go and take a look at who's all up in the rafters. It's only going to see a couple people up in the front row and maybe the first section of seats, and that's it. You can only hide that shit for so long. Why not rent out smaller venues that could, and you clearly have the fans who will be there, and get those seats sold like a motherfucker, and show the world that yes, it's going to be jam-packed, and that gives the message that this is the place to be. Instead of folks who are there live and just disappointingly taking these photos and sharing it to the world this is a fucking disaster.
I think it's because it's a no-win situation. Think about it. If you go out of your way to rent a small arena, people will know that you're renting the small arena. It doesn't matter why you're doing it. The point is that you're doing. And that is a sign of cowardice in the eyes of the public. So you have to rent out the biggest possible arena you can find. However, now you're in the other side of the bullshit that you're renting out the biggest possible arena you can find, but it's not full. So either you rent big and you don't get the numbers you want, or you rent small and people question why you're renting small. So either you show weakness or people assume weakness. The management has put that company in a situation where no matter what they do, they just come out losing.
God. It's fucking sad, isn't it?
It is. Once upon a time, we truly believed this company could compete against the likes of WWE. We were naive. We should have known.
Yeah, no. When CM Punk made his debut in AEW in 2021, it honestly felt that WWE would actually have a legitimate contender.
And for the longest time, any show where CM Punk was, whether it was on AEW Dynamite or AEW Collision, or even their mini show AEW Rampage that goes Friday nights at 10 p.m., because nobody's fucking watching TV live at 10 p.m. unless it's the news. Anytime CM Punk was on their programming, you saw an immediate spike of how many hundreds of thousands of people watching, and that exact same amount of people who were watching have now moved over to watching WWE programming, and they'll watch it consistently because you don't know where CM Punk is actually going to show there. Even if he's announced, they'll go and watch the entire show just to catch a glimpse of him. So you clearly have that following. The guy is money, and that same amount of fans who were watching and gave those 400,000 extra viewers a week or whatever, they went straight over to and flipped the channel the moment he came back to WWE, and that is numerically provable. It's not conjecture.
Yeah. You cannot argue with the numbers. He puts the asses in the seats, and that's the problem, because the people at AEW know that he's there. Basically, I think that this whole grudge issue started not just as a matter of ego, but as a matter of fear. Because think about it. The people that began their stuff at AEW were relatively new to the industry. There were a few old-timers, but most of them were new at this kind of thing and just barely starting their own thing, right?
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Well, imagine that. You are the new guy. You're slowly building your fan base. You're a new actor in Hollywood. You're slowly building your fan base. You worked in a couple of small films, but this is your chance. You're going to go to the stars. They're making a big budget production, and if this works out, you're going to Hollywood. And better yet, they tell you you're going to help from a backstory's old star that has returned to the spotlight, and you're like, great, I can use the guy to, boost my career. And then Ryan Gosling walks in.
God damn it.
It's over. It's fucking over. It's over because you know that it doesn't matter what the movie is about, that man is going to be on screen for 15 minutes and nobody's going to talk about you again. This is the CM Punk issue. He's too big, not too big to fail, because even the greatest can fail, but he's so big that his greatness creates envy. By default, the new blood fears the old blood because people are there for the old blood.
The crazy
So
thing,
that created grudges.
like, and even there, to take your metaphor, the extra step is like, okay, and you've got Ryan Gosling even in there saying like, hey guys, I'm here to help out. I'm here to be part of the team. I know I'm a bigger guy, but I'm not gonna have that affect the work. Let's make this the best show and the best movie or whatever that we can, and I'll do my part. And if you guys need me, I'll be here to help you. If you got questions, I'll have answers. Let's make it work for you. And instead of taking him up on his offer like a good professional, because hey, the more you can learn from each other, the better everyone else
Yeah.
is. Rising tides lift all ships. Thank you, K-Storm, for helping me in correcting my metaphor. Instead of that, you motherfucker take the fucking other direction and say, you know what? I'm just gonna hate on you just for hating on you.
I'm just gonna start fights now.
I'm gonna start fights now. About you. I'm gonna make up shit about you. I'm gonna tell everyone that you're the cancer of this company and you're killing the business at you. Because fuck you for trying to come up on our spot. We made this. I, Mr. Background player for Medic number 5, I'm the real star.
High school drama. It doesn't end after you graduate. Ain't that right, guys?
No, it does not. Unfortunately, it just gets worse. And yeah, it got worse because you can tell that Punk was done the moment he took Tony Khan aside and basically told him, listen, bro, just take me out. This is being run by clowns. Nobody's doing their job properly. People are just picking fights for no reason. I'm getting trashed by my own people here. You are throwing drama at me just as my show is about to start and I'm supposed to have the big wrestling. I got Samoa Joe on the side here and you're fucking with me. You are ruining my moment with Samoa Joe. And they refused. And they just kept doing the same thing over and over again. And yeah, no, you could tell that he was done at that point. And he said it himself. He was just tired. He is tired because the bare minimum he asks is professionalism. And at some point or another, the bare minimum became too much to ask. Please make it make sense. I implore of you.
You're going to love this. I just ran the math in my head. I just now ran the math in my head. Like we mentioned earlier tonight, CM Punk in 2014 had that big argument with Triple H and with Vince McMahon behind the scenes where he left, where he was dealing with that staph infection, where he was concussed, all that shit. He had been there for 9 years at that point with the WWE before he said, like, I'm sick, I'm hurt, I'm concussed, I don't know what we're doing as a business, I'm leaving. I'm going to take the time off. I'm going to heal up. I'm leaving. I'm not coming back until later. And then they fire him on his wedding day like a pack of assholes. It took them 9 years in the WWE to do that. And apparently, the idea with his time in All Elite Wrestling was, I bet I can beat that time. Let's see if we can run you off in 2 years. And they fucking do it in 2 years.
I think that's mostly because when you're a man like CM Punk, who's given almost a decade of his life to the company, when so much of your life is tied to this company and they're basically made your entire livelihood, it's hard to let go. It's like that one first job that you don't want to drop because the paycheck is good, even though they treat you like shit. Right. Like it took getting to that point for him to go, my health is literally in danger. I am not putting up with this nonsense anymore. But once he did it and he realized, wait a minute, I'm goddamn CM Punk. I can get jobs almost anywhere I want to. I could go to any wrestling firm and they will sign me up on their hands and knees. He acquired standards and he realized I don't have to put up with this shit anymore. So the second he saw the signs that things were about to go wrong, he's like, oh, no. I'm putting my foot down here. Either we cut this shit out now or I walk out. I heard that WWE actually improved their shitty working conditions. So you know what? I know that if I go there and I mend my bridges with Triple H, they'll take me back in a day. He was wrong. They took him back in an hour.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because he's in a position of power now. He doesn't get to command everything about his life, but he gets to decide his own terms. And if he doesn't want to do it, there is very little anybody can do to stop him from leaving and going somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, because CM Punk has this special aura about him. Like, he has the knowledge of the wrestling business. He has this special aura anytime he gets on in front of the camera, anytime he talks, anytime he wrestles. And fans gravitate toward him. And yeah, for lack of a better phrase, he has the cult of personality, and it's so huge to a point where if he leaves a promotion, those legions of fans, they're gonna follow him.
Yeah, he brings the fans. They live with him. Like whether you like it or not, that's a package deal. You know, like you gotta treat them at the golden egg laying goose is in your like chicken coop. You gotta bring the fine grain to feed that son bitch. If you don't, he'll fly somewhere else. And let me tell you, he can fly really goddamn fast.
No, I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do. Instead of getting fine grain, or even medium grain, or even bargain store grain, I'm going to feed it corrugated newspaper.
Oh my
This cannot possibly go. Oh, the goose flew away.
Corrugated newspaper. The
and
fuck, Quan?
I'm gonna bat my golden goose on his bill every time he tries to eat anything resembling nutrition. No, a bad golden goose. You eat your corrugated newspaper and you like it.
Oh my god.
We tried.
And the goose, as everyone has been taught by regular show, is a mean motherfucker. It will smack you, it will bully you, and then it will run away.
Wank.
Like, ha! Oh my god! But yeah, nowadays, like things for WWE have been gangbusters. Like the WWE is selling out arenas left and right. And unfortunately, as evidence has shown, you know, AEW is in a downward trend. They're having trouble selling out arenas. Their weekly TV ratings have not been the same. They've only gotten worse every week.
Not all publicity is good publicity, and the fact that the management news keep coming out means that more and more fans are tuning out. The spark they had before, they proved that they could not harness it to make a good fire. It's just a bunch of shitty embers now.
Exactly, and with people like CM Punk coming out and you know, basically burning the company, like basically setting the company on fire with their words, that really sets a bad. That sets a bad precedent to AEW.
So
yeah, unfortunately.
So Zayanna, Dragonfang, your thoughts thus far? Now that we're starting to wind down on this talk, with regarding CM Punk.
So I honestly, again, we don't keep up with
Okay.
all this stuff, but I know that there's always a lot of what is the word? There's a lot of back and forth with wrestling and all this stuff. I didn't know it went this deep.
Unfortunately, yeah. There's a lot of backstage drama, or rather, locker room drama is a constant source of both despair and amusement.
I didn't even know there was backstage drama. I just thought it was just drama in the ring.
Unfortunately, one leads to the other. You got a bunch of dudes with big egos and the ability to fight real good, getting in each other's ways, constantly getting into non-stop fighting and just shenanigans. And sometimes it's for the fun. Hell, sometimes they use the drama to beef up the actual promotions. Because when you throw a little tension in there, well, it's called method acting for a reason. Unfortunately, we more often than not have cases like this, where clashing egos, lack of professionalism, and extremely bad management results in absolute shitfest for everybody involved.
Like, one clear-cut example that I can actually give you of real-life drama bullshit, but at the same time, actually bringing it together and actually coming together and putting good matches on. Jose, Edge and Matt Hardy, what year was that? Tell me.
2005.
Thank you. Okay. In 2005, roughly. Okay, Matt Hardy, he's a wrestler. He was dating another chick. Her name was Lita. She's a wrestler too. And they had been in a long-term relationship for a long time. Matt Hardy was out injured, and for a while she was in a storyline with another wrestler whose name is Adam Copeland. His wrestler name is Edge, right? And the two of them, Lita and Edge, she cheated on Matt Hardy behind his back. You know, it was like a natural fucking thing. Shit's going to happen, right? Matt Hardy was also let go in that interim time, and he was really bitter. He was really pissed. He actually started to try to get people riled up and shit in real life. And talk about like how, oh hey, by the way, Lita, how's it feel? Have you asked Edge how my dick tastes or whatever? Anytime you guys kiss, like that kind of shit, right? Actually saying that stuff on the internet and saying that in other interviews that he had. It wasn't until Matt Hardy was actually rehired by the WWE at that time, where they're like, okay, if we're gonna rehire you, you two motherfuckers sit down, be grown-ups, because this is obviously going to be the number one thing that people are going to want to see you to do in the ring. Can you be grown-ups? Can you fucking put the actual drama aside? And can we actually use the tension of you two and of this issue, and can we use that to make you both money, to make the three of you guys money, and to actually put on a good match? Okay, let's set our drama bullshit aside. Let's fucking like deal with our actual issue. Like, okay, well, I don't love you anymore. I love Adam, and you guys have been friends forever. I know you like they were fucking adults, and they fucking settled it. And at the end, Matt Hardy came back. They had a gigantic ass fight. It led to a great match between Edge and Matt Hardy, and they made money, right? Like that's how.
Yeah, absolutely. It was gangbusters. It was one of the most compelling.
That's an example of, okay, real life drama, real life shit happening backstage. And people heard about it, and it was all a buzz on the internet. Let's use that, and let's actually use that to make money, and let's use that to
let's make a shit-zillion dollars out of it.
And
yes.
So insofar as they would with that storyline, they did, and everyone prospered as a result, right? That's how you handle that kind of situation properly. Now, we can say, like, okay, well, like in any kind of business where you have those egos, like Angel said, we have these kind of people who are, like, big egos, big bodies, big performers, big fighters, or whatever. You're going to have people clashing. The best thing to do is, like, okay, if we're going to be competitive with, oh, I can put on a better match than he can, fucking let's show it. Let's fucking let's see if we can get to a point where we have a match together. Let's try to outdo each other, let's make money off of that. And people are gonna love to see that shit. Not, oh hey, I'm gonna talk shit behind your back and tell people, oh, this guy's really causing drama. Like fucking little shitheads. It's like almost the nonsense that we have in the con community, where we have all the backstage drama of who's running a convention, or of how people are mismanaging shit, or people being mistreated, and all that stuff that we normally talk about on the Ravens flock, and even on
and it's so,
maybe the cons should take cues from the WWE and settle their issues in an actual wrestling match.
Oh my god!
Listen. I'm just saying that a bunch of out-of-shape nerds can give as much of a spectacle as the WWE. I'm saying it would be really funny, and I want it to happen.
You jackass.
Father, I crave violence.
You fucker,
oh my goodness.
Fucker. Like,
that would be funny, but like, and amongst all this chaos, it's so baffling and it's so stupid that Tony Khan, the CEO and president of AEW, did the bare minimum, the absolute bare minimum, to quell the tension between CM Punk and all the parties that hate him. Like, and the fact that they couldn't take this real life controversy and turn it into like a storyline for wrestling to make money out of it, to make to make business and shit, never happened, because the folks who hate CM Punk didn't want to do business.
They didn't want to settle shit. They would rather fucking continue with their high school drama bullshit. Like, who the fuck runs a business like that? Who thinks and...
Tony Khan does.
Jesus Christ. You're not wrong. That's
it. He does, because he can, because he has the money. And this entire business with the AEW has been the tale of a man who doesn't know how to run a business, trying to run a business that requires experience on knowing how to run a business, and failing miserably at it. And only now he's reaping the consequences. This has been an extremely long term of fucking around, followed by the most hilarious version of finding out I ever seen in my life.
Also, Carrie C is in the chat, by the way. Up, Carrie C. Welcome to the Blackfiles. I noticed you just a second ago. How you doing, hon? Welcome to the show. Glad you can make it. I saw you earlier. I hadn't mentioned. I apologize. Welcome. Shit. sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but for real, like seriously, like what's the thing that CM Punk said in his first big promo when he returned to WWE? I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money, right?
Exactly.
And folks who crap on and the folks who call out how Tony Khan doesn't do business have taken that same phrase like, oh, Tony Khan's not here to make money, he's here to make friends.
Jesus Louise.
Okay.
Now, as of this broadcast, there hasn't been any official response from AEW or Tony Khan following CM Punk's interview. The only thing that I found out was that apparently in the same evening there were mass firings of talent of the people who performed for AEW, and about 10 people were released from the company.
Jesus Christ. I bet you those are the same people that raised objections over this crap and basically decided that they want a better treatment.
Not at all. They were just just random Joe Schmoes. And if you guys don't believe the unseen, unwritten rule of Tony Khan's only here to make friends instead of money, look no further than this.
This is
Claudio
so awkward.
Kazuchika Okada, Jon Moxley. Who's this last guy over here from?
That's Cash Wheeler from FTR.
Cash Wheeler, thank you. What is Tony Khan doing with these guys at these press conferences? He's hugging them the way freaking what's her face? Kate Winslet hugged Leonardo DiCaprio in fucking Titanic.
Oh, no, dude,
This is
stop
not
right there.
staged.
Don't disrespect Titanic. I love Titanic, okay?
This isn't staged. This is how the fucking guy really behaves. Especially Okada over here. He's very awkwardly
that poor guy.
Ladies, you can even see is that's not a fucking professional running a job. That's a fucking guy trying to collect friends for himself.
Like he's hugging for dear life.
I'm just holding I just imagine that picture of Wolverine caressing the portrait, but it's just Kojima hanging out with Mads Mikkelsen. He will never be like you.
No.
This is such an awkward image, man. My goodness.
It's the definition of a guy going, come here, you, and the other guy going, you sign my paychecks. This is very uncomfortable.
Come here, you. You are the only one who understands me. Dude, I just worked for you. Can we just work? Sir?
May I return home, please? My wife and children are working for me.
Wife and children? Please?
This is the guy that sleeps in the race car bed.
This is so awkward. Jesus.
Sleeps in the race car bed. Oh my god, Angel, you're fucking savage.
I don't think I can ever, unless it's my birthday. Wait, no, what, Angel, what did you say again? Say it again.
It's the joke from The Simpsons. I sleep in my race car bed. Where do you sleep? At home, with my wife.
Oh, that's bad.
It is what it is. I mean, Tony Khan has always been trying to seem like a younger, hipper representation compared to his older contemporaries, but it only serves to highlight that he lacks the experience and the hard hand required to do this. What's the word I'm looking? Discipline. He needs discipline. He doesn't have it. He won't seek it out. And he complains when he's not given the respect that he claims he deserves. How can you claim to reserve respect? Respect is earned. And the problem is, nobody respects Tony Khan. It's not because they hate him. He doesn't do enough to be hated. Listen, say what you will about Big McMahon before all those accusations came out. But when he gave a fucking order, people followed it, even if they hated the guy. Because that piece of shit had stage presence. And stage presence is what keeps the worldwide wrestling entertainment going.
Not even stage presence, just okay, fuck this. We're doing this my way or no way.
Yeah, you gotta have cojones to let them know who's in fucking charge.
The fucking folks that I grabbed that image from, by the way, it was on a Reddit thread. They're over here, literally, they're saying, let me show you. This is hilarious. That low-waist, smell your belly button hug is next level wild. There are hostages returned to their families that don't hug them the way Tony Khan hugs a wrestler. Quote, thinking, Okada in his thoughts, what the Always Ray Samoa Joe completely walking away before Tony Khan could hug him. Oh God, yeah.
My eyes glazed as I stared into the darkness.
The facial expressions he's
Hoping.
making just makes it so much worse too. LOL. I don't do
Hoping,
this shit to
believing,
We're not
to
doing
find an
this.
escape from this evil.
Like, we're not the
There
ones
must be
saying
more
this
to
shit.
life than this.
He's okay. It was like it's like this fucking line that I remember from Lewis Black, my favorite comedian, and someone that Bernadette Lonefire compares me to because of how expressive I am. To like Lewis Black on a stand-up that he had, let's say, 5-ish years ago. He basically said like, I can't make jokes about the news anymore because the news these days is so outlandish and so bizarre with fucking, this was when Trump was president, like it's so outlandish, so bizarre, so what the fuck, that all I would have to do is read you like the headline of the article, a little bit of the story, and then simply say, ta-da! And
Yeah,
that's
no,
the fucking
like,
joke,
bro.
because it's so ridiculous, it's too fucking funny to believe.
Look at what the standards of entertainment have become right now with wrestling, movies, and video games. Shit is so bananas that we can't even laugh. There is no joke. There is only an eternal, continuous punchline. And sometimes it feels like we are it.
Like it's
Listen.
it's not a joke anymore. This is literally how this guy. Oh my god, fucking Sting! When Sting had his retirement match here, like what do you call it? Thank you. Actually, no, this wasn't even a retirement match. This is on the Pro Wrestling World. This is from a photo from back in 2022. It's Friday,
Jesus
folks.
Christ.
Don't forget to hug your employees. This is Tony Khan still hugging for dear life to a grown man, the icon, Steve Borden, fucking Sting, a man who is revered in the world of professional wrestling, a man who has blazed a trail for people for decades on end, and Tony Khan fucking hugs him the same way. I wish I was making this up. I wish this was a joke. I wish.
To be fair, though, if I had a chance to hug Sting while he looks at me like he was made of stone, I would take it at least once.
Like, okay,
Same.
One person, Josh France, in the freaking Facebook comment, Sting doesn't look upset by it as long as the hugging is consensual. It's like, yeah, that's a nice kid. That's a nice dude. Thank you. Like, that just goes to show you how much of a sport Sting is.
BRUH, bruh.
Help me out. I don't.
There is. I keep screaming, but God doesn't hear me. There is no help. I'm sorry.
Listen, when it comes to guys like Tony Khan, obviously, I mean, it's no shocker to anybody. Tony Khan comes from a very rich family, and as long as he has a direct line to his father, he's going to continue pouring money into AEW despite himself and despite the presentation of the company.
Oh, yeah, no, this is going to go straight to shit because of that specifically.
Oh, it already has.
No.
It already has. It happened earlier tonight.
Yeah, no. Yeah. And when wrestling fans discuss All Elite Wrestling, they're obviously going to point at CM Punk's time in AEW as a huge, huge turning point for the company. Now, if by some miracle AEW can turn its act around this time around and get their trend upward, then their situation with CM Punk will be a huge growing pain for the company.
Nope.
The thing is, I don't see it happening.
Anytime soon.
I hate to be the negative one here, but unfortunately, I just don't see that happening. Because the fact that what's his name, Tony Khan used the words to refer to Punk as a threat to him during that, the fact that he's very clearly shrugging off any and all blame on this matter, shrugging off any and all responsibility on the matter, means that he doesn't want to change. Because this is, despite all appearances to the contrary, a grown-ass man. And he's a grown-ass man with more money and power than the majority of people have in their lives. And people like that, they don't change. They throw money at the problem, and then they drink themselves to sleep.
It's really bad. The track record with the incidents that we've heard about this, including CM Punk, has clearly showing that ignoring the problem does not make the problem go away.
Or better yet,
alas, it does not.
Yeah, no. Look no further than earlier tonight on AEW's programming of Wednesday Night Dynamite. One of the champions of AEW, I mentioned him earlier, Adam Copeland, Edge. He was the guy he had that fight with Matt Hardy in 2005. Adam Copeland is currently in AEW, and he is currently AEW's TNT champion, right?
Okay.
Yes.
He started the show.
Another one of my favorite wrestlers. But go on.
Yes, also one of Jose's favorite wrestler. The championship belt that Jose has is based on Edge. He started with this line here. There's been a lot of negative BS that has been spewed this week. There has. Screw that. I want to talk about the positives. He then goes on a whole diatribe on, like, I can't show the actual video because these guys have been known to copyright strike even clips or even snippets of their video. So yeah, Aubrey Edwards, you think I'm not wise on your act, lady? Anyway, and so he's Adam Copeland was basically giving this heartfelt speech of fucking, what do you call it? A fucking saying like hey, like AEW is fun for professional wrestling. It's fun to work here. I've been watching professional wrestling since I was a kid. I used to watch Calgary Stampede. I used to watch WWF. I used to watch NWA professional wrestling. I used to watch WCW. And now I'm working here because here in AEW, this is the most fun I've ever had in my life. And you can even see from the way the shot is framed over here, you guys can see how above this one particular section of the crowd, that's blacked off for a reason.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, and like they even and at the end of his speech, Adam Copeland even says AEW makes pro wrestling more fun, better, and AEW is where the best wrestle. By the way, that little line, AEW is where the best wrestle, that's something that Tony Khan has been trying to get people to say since he started using that little catchphrase, that little slogan, last week on Twitter.
Wow.
Let's see here.
Well, I would agree with that line if there was any best or any wrestling going on instead of this high school bullshit.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Let's not pretend otherwise. The wrestling content in AEW is pretty good. We've talked about it on Wrestle Rewind between me and Juan. The wrestling matches that they have in AEW every week, they're pretty good. We've talked about wrestling matches involving Adam Copeland, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley when he's not losing blood on purpose.
When he's not dying on the floor.
Yeah, no. Like the wrestling content isn't the problem. There's great wrestling matches. Good for them.
However,
well, I was actually gonna tag you in and fill in that blank, Pancho. Hot tag you.
when you've got a little dweeb who never grew up past middle school, who legitimately has gone on record saying, I've always had a dream of running a professional wrestling show and having my main show be called Dynamite since I was in middle school, and now he's living out his middle school dreams. The guy is older than my ass, and he's over here trying to say this and try to make one of his most popular wrestlers try to get his little catchphrase going. I believe Regina George herself had once said, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not
going to happen. It's never going to happen. Yeah, no, that's exactly what that is.
I never thought you'd be quoting Mean Girls, Juan.
Hey, what can I say? Rachel McAdams is hot as a blonde. What? Besides, it was 20 years
I can't even argue against that. He's 100% correct.
Oh my God.
These words are true and they leave no room for argument. But unfortunately, that's where it is. And this is the part where I got to turn in because it's getting a little late and I got to go to work.
Right,
no worries, man. It is midnight, so...
We're wrapping up here anyway. Angel, let's go ahead and get your final words. And even though we don't have Los Amigos play this week, what can we expect next week on a brand new episode of Los Amigos play?
Let's do it one at a time. Angel, first off,
next week, there will be Wrestle Times, but that's for another time.
This week is Wrestling Times because we're doing the Wrestling Times.
Right. Next... we're confusing him. Angel, first, give us your thoughts on tonight's topic.
To be fair, this was always going to happen. It was genuinely that simple. It was always going to happen. We have an elder star who knows that he's getting on in years. Like Punk himself admitted, his body at one point is going to start moving the way he wants it to. It's okay. It happens to everybody. But that means that he's also old enough and he's well raised enough that he knows when he's getting fucked over. He's not going to take it. He's not going to take it. He's not going to take it anymore, like the song says. With a company that's both full of new blood that is way too eager to prove itself, a boss that doesn't keep control of his goddamn employees, and of course, the constant non-stop joking for the spotlight. You bring in the best of the best, he's gonna get the best of the best. If the rest got a problem, they gotta deal with it. And if you ain't gonna handle it, then you don't have what it takes to run the business. And lo and behold, Tony Khan just doesn't have what it takes to run a business. He has money, and as long as he has money, he can pay away his problems. But there's going to be a point where money is not going to be enough. And when that day comes, I'm not going to laugh. Because I'm just going to shake my head and go, what do you think was going to happen? Because, of course, he did.
Because, of course, he did.
Because, of course, they did.
So, as far as next week on Los Amigos Play, Angel, what can we expect?
Well, next week on Los Amigos Play, we will continue the journey to the saga of Metal Gears. This time we're going to change rules a little bit, and we're going to be doing the problems of Big Shell and Little Shell. And hey, if we feel daring, we might do Medium Shell. We will step into the places of the new Snake as he tries to uncover conspiracies, sneak around, steal dog tags, and viciously hump every single metal bar we can find. I hope that you will be there for 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another wonderful episode of Los Amigos Play, where I will be the host, but this time, Mr. Casabona will be holding the controller for the first part of the old tanker missions.
Yay!
And that is that. It's been good, it's been great, it's been wonderful, but I got to go. Thank you all for joining me today. Sayana, Dragon Fang, say hi to Shiva for me.
We will. Well, she's knocked out.
It's been good, boys. It's been good, girls. Take good care.
Good night, Angel.
All right,
and yay! Next time we play, y'all get to pick on me while I'm trying to sneak around.
Ha! Yay! The boot's in the other foot now. All right, so yeah,
Die.
Let me go ahead. Like you said, since you've got very little knowledge of the players involved, but you got the basic gist of this. Your final thoughts on this whole shebang and all the drama. We know you're not big on pro wrestling. That's totally understandable. It's not your bag, but I'm sure this story is relatable enough that we recognize it. Like, okay, people are trying to be ass clowns instead of being professional. Give us your take.
It honestly makes me think of middle and high school drama. Yeah, drama left and right. Like, no matter where you turn, someone's starting a fight or this and that. Oh, Joey Bob doesn't like this person. Get into a fight over something minuscule. I'm like, why? It's good. It's fun. Yeah, this reminds me why I don't watch wrestling. Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right.
Sorry, I know you guys love the wrestling.
No,
For me, I'm just like,
No, the actual stuff that you watch on TV, that's like unrelated. This is all like the backstage shit that happens in real life with these folks. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, behind the
that's
scenes.
why I said it's middle school and high school drama.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It is.
It's okay. It's totally okay. We're not gonna like freaking strap you down Clockwork Orange style and hold your eyelids open to make you watch it or nothing like that. No, it was just like figured you'd at least be entertained by seeing or hearing of this tale of woe.
So, yeah, that was a ride.
I'm thoroughly glad that at least we were able to entertain
us.
The bullshit of it all. So I know you ladies have prior engagements that you've got this weekend, so you won't be joining us. That just means more pizza and Philly cheesesteaks for us.
Yay!
We will throttle you.
What?
But don't worry, next week.
Because I know, but pizza and Philly cheesesteak is yummy.
Oh yeah, that's right. K-Storm is the one who's making the Philly cheesesteaks from scratch.
Oh, shove them through your computer, please.
K-Storm, I love you, and I have every confidence in your cooking abilities.
Dork.
Oh.
Okay, so it was like, good, fork over the money then. Nah.
All right, yeah, but yeah, no, Zayana Rose, Dragon Fang, you will be missed this weekend. But for next weekend, I will make good on my promise, and I will bring all y'all muffins.
I'm bringing muffins this week.
Muffins!
Well, yeah, you're bringing muffins, but they're not going to be here to have muffins.
Good, I'll eat the muffins at them. Yeah.
Damn, Juan, you're spiteful.
I obey my thirst. Spite.
Juan,
Yes.
you need to eat a Snickers.
Why?
You when you're hungry.
Okay. But I don't have a Snickers nearby, so we're kind of SOL.
Fine.
Bring up a picture of the Snickers and then pretend like you're eating it. There you go. Consume the image.
I could probably do that. I could probably do that and get away with it. Hold on. Would you like me to actually do that, guys? Because I don't give a damn.
Well, oh my God. I'm not going to answer that.
What do you say?
You do you. You're a grown man. You know the risks.
Of bringing in a photo of a Snickers bar?
Oh, a photo of Snickers. Okay, not actually eating one. Okay, yeah. Photo of Snickers bar? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's what we were going on about.
Okay, sorry. I'm starting to get sleepy myself. I just took some melatonin, and I'm about to.
Jose, yourself. Final thoughts on your end, and what can we expect on tomorrow night's episode of Wrestle Rewind?
All right, so here are my final thoughts on CM Punk interview. Obviously, CM Punk, he's pretty much at the position where he can say whatever he wants, and he can say whatever he wants, and this is proof of that. And it doesn't look good for All Elite Wrestling. It really does not, and it just paints an even muddier picture of AEW, and it confirms a lot of the reports that were speculating since August, and even before that, since Brawl Out. So it looks bad, and Adam Copeland going out there to open the show and cut this and cut this announcement, cut this promo, was obviously AEW trying to put out the fires in whatever weird way they can. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean that it's the end of AEW as we know it, because you dork. Oh my God.
I'm eating a Snickers. Is that working enough for you, ladies?
Oh my God, you're an idiot, dude.
It looks like something else too, sorry.
Wancho, please!
You're welcome.
Wancho, save that for OnlyFans, for goodness sake.
You girls had to go there, didn't you?
Think of the children, damn it!
I was trying to do something innocent and harmless. You had to go the pervy route. That's my department. Yep. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail you, Jose, but I thought I'd show that a little bit of silliness for the ladies.
All right. Let me get back to my final thoughts. Yes, now, this obviously doesn't mean that it's going to be the end of AEW as long as Tony Khan continues to pour in the money into the promotion, despite the low TV ratings, despite the low attendance numbers, despite their reputation being ruined by themselves and by people who used to be part of AEW. Case in point, the aforementioned CM Punk. Like, that kind of talk will ruin the reputation of a company. Like, I'm trying to find the right words for it. Less people, not less people talking, but like more people saying negative things about you means no one wants to work with you.
It's kind of fucked if you think about it that way. And unfortunately, fucked is the only way they can go at this point, because like I said, as long as Tony Khan refuses to change or refuses to do anything differently, that's exactly how it's going to go down. All right, so
exactly. Tony Khan needs to freaking learn for his own good. He needs to learn. He needs to harden that line, that really thin line between friend and boss. He needs to separate himself from the rest of the talent, from the rest of the employees, not get too close to anybody, not let his own personal feelings get in the way of making business decisions, and don't wait until the last fucking minute to assert your power as an authority figure, because he's not going to get another chance.
Not even then. He doesn't even fucking do it then. He just fucking, like we said, puts a fucking smiley face sticker on the boo-boo. It's not even a proper bandage. Sheesh.
Yeah, I know. And of course, and thank you for bringing up another point. The bandage, ignoring the problem. The longer they ignore problems, it's going to eventually blow up on their faces, and it's going to be forced upon them in the end.
Right.
Now,
Was that
with
Shiva
that
coughing?
being,
Was that Shiva, your dog, coughing just now, ladies?
Shiva?
No.
Oh, I could have sworn, because the screen changed to you girls, and I heard something low, like, and it sounded like,
Oh, sorry. I coughed.
oh.
Oh, okay. That was weird. Okay. No, it's fine.
Well,
Now,
to your point, is well said, and yeah, I agree with you there.
all right. So for tomorrow night's edition of Wrestle Rewind, which is every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube and Kick, we're going to be reviewing this week's editions of WWE's NXT, AEW Dynamite, and TNA Impact. This is going to be the go-home show for WWE NXT before their pay-per-view event, NXT Stand and Deliver, which is this Saturday, on WrestleMania weekend. And of course, as a special treat for our viewers, we are going to be, like Juan mentioned earlier, we're going to be hosting a WrestleMania watch party all week, this whole weekend. We're going to be hosting it WrestleMania Night 1 this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. That is the start time for WrestleMania in the on the Eastern Coast. And on Sunday, we're going to be hosting Sunday, April 7th, WrestleMania Night 2, 7 p.m., same time.
Awesome. Thank you, Jose. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, same flock time, same flock channel. Where there's no bats around here. Do we see Ozzy Osbourne snacking at us? No.
There's a bat in my bedroom.
Yeah, there's a little bat in your bedroom. Okay.
Yeah. Los Amigos Play and the Ravens Flock show will return next weekend. But this weekend, we hope you guys join us for the watch parties. And we hope that Ziana Rose and Dragon Fang will at least watch us from their phones or their computers and laugh at us anytime we look like big doofuses.
Being fans.
You're just uniforms.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah,
wow.
That's it for me. That's it for me.
Thank you for that, Jose. Appreciate it. So, my final thoughts, actually, the only other thing that I could say is, CM Punk is, his experience is unique to him. Obviously, he did not have the best experience, but while he was working at All Elite Wrestling, but he did expose a lot of what many of us in the fandoms of professional wrestling, or anyone who follows this stuff close enough to care, had been suspecting for years, is that basically it's a super happy fun time ball on the outside, and it's fucking cliquish bullshit ran by an overgrown child on the inside. The best thing that I could do or say is just show this quote, which was quoted directly from the same Ariel Helwani interview that Punk had tonight. That Punk had on Monday. The quote is pretty straightforward. It reads, "If you're more happy with some goof saying that you had a 5-star match and the buildings are a quarter full, we are not in the same business."
Okay, that's just sad.
And this is
Wow.
the photo, like, from the opposite side of where you see Adam Copeland, the same guy. And that's on the opposite side of where the cameras are usually at for the production of any AEW show, and there he fucking is. This picture speaks volumes. I don't think I have more that I can add to that beyond the point that's made with this photo. Shit. Let me just take a look at what the chat had been saying this whole time, because truthfully, I want to make sure that the chat knows that we're here for them. Yeah, thank you. I'm waiting for Adam Copeland to leave AEW, says Planet Q's Queen. Moxley looks uncomfortable in that hug, same as Okada. I hope he doesn't do this with the women's wrestlers and announcers, especially. Yep. Sting is thinking,
ooh, that would be awkward.
yeah, no, that would be fucking wrecked. Let's see. They won't ever turn their ship right. They're going into the iceberg, and all those wrestlers are going down with the ship, unfortunately. It's blacked out. That is where suites and lofts are located in arenas. Yep. I love the fact that he pointed out he never signed an NDA for anything he did. You're eating the package, lol. Yeah, with the Snickers bar. He might lose his TV spot with low TV ratings. TNT is all about making money. He exposed what we thought was happening in AEW. Yeah. Like, straight from the horse's mouth over there. I couldn't have said it better. Let's see here. Yeah, and there's well, there goes your money. Thank you, right, Mr. Wancha. Thank you, Shamanistic Unicorn Tam. There was plenty of room on if Rose. Matthew Coburn talking about the Titanic reference I made. Jesus. There's plenty of room for Jack on that bed, on that headboard, Rose. What the fuck, woman? They could have saved Jack. They could have saved Leonardo DiCaprio, but no, they let him drown. Fuckers. And that's pretty much the way All Elite Wrestling is unfortunately destined to go if they don't straighten up their act. And as I like to say, the fish rots from the head down. And unfortunately, the head of the fish in this case is Tony Khan. And until or if he ever gets his head out of his ass, it's going to stay that way. And yeah, you can have plenty of fun making money, but that's all it is you're gonna make your money, but you're basically gonna be embarrassing yourself in half-empty arenas, playing to an audience of one. And CM Punk made the right choice, and I'm glad that he's gonna do something at least at WrestleMania this weekend. He's actually gonna be. He was supposed to be in the World Heavyweight Championship match, but now he's just going to be running commentary during that match. So you better believe there's going to be something that's going to happen. But if there's going to be any other backstage shenanigans happening in the world of pro wrestling or any other fandom, whether it's in the world of movies, TV shows, the anime conventions we go to, or any other spot in the more unsavory and darker side of nerd and pop culture, you better believe that we'll cover it right here on this show, the uncensored and uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock, The Black Files, hosted by yours truly, Juana Rouse. Be sure to request access as we go live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. Hit the subscribe or the follow button. Ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our content. Become an inner flocker by hitting the join button, and until next time, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/TheRavensFlockOnline, Kick.com/RavensFlock, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that tiny little notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock, humble home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, Russell Rewind, and the Ravens Flock, Rose Casabona, Angel Mendes, Ambrose Cosplay, Dragonfang Cosplay, and K-Storm Cosplay. I am Juana Rouse. This has been the Black Files.